Hello, my viewers from across the world. It's your girl Toyama. Right, and today I'm going to be talking to you about me when I was a little kid. I know I was mischievous back then. No need to rub it in. And now enjoy this video. And we do not have any sponsors currently, but I would like Sheen to sponsor me. Really, I love this stationery. Okay, now let's get into the video. Okay, when I was a kid, right, I was really naughty. Like, I would draw on walls, and even I would write on notebooks, and even I would even try to, I don't know if I tried to burn stuff or something like that, but yeah, that was younger me. See, when I was younger, I used to draw on the walls of my parents' house, my mom's house. I would draw on that every single day. Like I would draw it. I would use cookie pens, to draw them because I liked drawing quite a lot as a child, and even I would write on notebooks because I was really a creative child. So I wrote notebooks all the time, and even on study notes that my younger aunt took, I would just put a tick next to them. And whenever there was a blank page, I would do my drawings right over here. So yeah, that's how I remember it. See, there was a lot of things that I did when I was young. For example, let's see here. What do I have here in the coin? Hmm. Yeah, I did a lot of stuff besides drawing. For example, there was this one time that I called my aunt the B word, and she told my mom that I told her the B word, and then my mom said I shouldn't tell my aunt the B word, and then I whispered to my aunt the B word. So that's how it went. And this was the second time that I swore. I know. And the first time I did that was when me and my aunt were playing hide and seek. We were hiding in the car, and I thought it was a good idea to say, "Hey, how about I flip up a P?" And then I just flipped it off, and then she was riding with shock. And my brother was there at the time. I think he was in school, college, not college, high school. Yeah, he was at high school back then. And then Aunt P told him what had happened, and then as punishment, I wasn't allowed to watch any Disney princesses movies because my brother wanted to teach me a lesson about swearing. And even though like the DS was switched off, I'd go to like switch off the DS, and then go to the TV which played all the channels there, and then I'll watch movies from there. But he didn't permit it, so I was like, I shouldn't swear, and that's how I learned not to swear. So I'll say the B word to my aunt a few years later. So yeah, I was pretty much wild kid, and I had lots of energy. I mean, I was pretty much young. Like, I had so much energy back then I was young, like I would sleep much a bit later, and that's how it went. See, when I was in creche, right, I would constantly, the schedule was like, feed children, then teach them stuff, then make them go to the party, and then go to the classrooms and teach them a little bit more, and then they have lunch, and that was the schedule back then. And then came afternoon when they were supposed to pick me up. Yep. And even that's so, there was this one kid that said that your parents are here. And my dad was here. And believe it or not, I didn't know that my dad was there. And I think they made me go outside on purpose. I'm not sure if they made me go outside on purpose. But yeah, my dad's car was not there because I couldn't see it. His car was red at the time, and it was Alfa Romeo. Yeah, I remember it was a small Alfa Romeo car, red car. And then my grandmother came in to pick me up, and that was pretty much it. And before the day ended, they would just toss back. They would call the names of the pack owners, and they called my name, and then I got mine, and I was pretty much good catch. I was a good catcher. and even they had the potty toilets, and they didn't even have the flushing system. So it's pretty much so just dump them all in the trash bin or probably burn them or what's like. And actually, I was going to go in my potty, but I just realized that no, it had poop on it. I'm not gonna sit anyway. There, that's poop poop. So now I just went to the grown-ups toilet to be there instead. And a few kids went to the grown-ups toilet as well. And that was from me. And as well, I remember there was one time I got called to this place for, I don't know, from some reason. Then they called me in, and then it was involving blogs, games, etc. But it didn't involve that. It just went from point A, point B, right back to point A. So that's how was my crash years. And then came my preschool years, not preschool years, no. Then came my preschool year, and then came my actual primary school years. See, in South Africa, when there's it in South Africa, we call this primary school, but when those in America, they call this elementary school. So kinda, I was in elementary school. See, from grade R to grade 7, you are therefore in primary school, believe it or not. And grade R actually means like basically pre-K, pre-K or pre-primary school. Get it? Pre-primary school, since it was before my primary school years. Yeah, I spent grade and grade 1 in a private school. Basically, they taught us everything. For example, numbers, shapes, everything, second language. And what's this big thing about second language is that everybody had to take it. Like for that schools over there, it would be English and Zulu over there, but in Cape Town, it's Afrikaans and Xhosa. So for me, I thought like, hey, those white kids, I think they didn't even have a choice. And besides, we can learn a little bit of Zulu, if I'm still honest. And I think they might be in Zulu class still, I don't know. But soon, eventually, they might learn it. Yep. And yeah, since I am a Zulu person to be confirmed, I can understand the language. Not like the really the really deep Zulu, but Gauteng Zulu. I do understand the language. So yeah, that's how it was for me in grade R and grade 1. And then we had grade 2, and between grade 2 and 6, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 5. Yeah, I just remembered 5. I was in a public school, schools that permit corporal punishment, yeah, that kind of school. And I spent like those few years in that the Edgewood place for a couple of years, and I didn't want to be in that place anymore, even though my mother promised me that, oh no, we're gonna go to the school, I'm gonna register you to that school, which she said that, oh no, you're going back to that school but again. And in my mind I thought, Friday, I was going to private school, but no, mom tarnished my dreams. And actually, it was not her fault though for participating me in public school. Actually, she thought of sending me to private school, but my dad thought otherwise. He's got a friend at that school, and then he put me in that school. So kind of for many years, I thought my mom selected that school for me, but actually, it was my old pops. Old pops, if you listen to this, now you are, and now I love you a bit less because you put me in that place for so many years, and you didn't know what was happening there. So thanks a lot for causing me trauma. So yeah, that's how I felt. And see, for my older brother, my mom forbid him to go to a government school. She wanted my brother to have the best education, like private school wise. So because my brother's English was exquisite, not that exquisite, but it was exquisite to talk to anyways. But his father said, "Hey, I'll be sent to private school." But my mom wouldn't permit it for absolutely a reason. She doesn't want her child to be in a school where there's other children, and as well with the desks are not that tidy. So yeah, she like my brother. He was in private school for most of his life. Like, let's see here, he was in primary school. He went to a college, not an actual college like university college thing, college, which actually is basically another word for high school, but it's just a fancier word for it. And now we will present to you ba 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 homeschooling years. See, actually, I switched to Afrikaans from Zulu because basically for Zulu, I was not feeling comfortable in speaking it and everything else. But really, I just do not like speaking the language. Why? Because it always turns its back on me somehow. Like I couldn't pronounce some words right, and my classmates were making fun of me for that. And here's the thing, I'm very good at English actually. My first words were English and it always had been English ever since then. It wasn't a Zulu word, but it was English for the whole time in my little years. So yeah, and as well, they made fun of me because I spoke English, and he even spoke this up in my Zoom calls. And all there was this one teacher. Then she said that, oh, they made fun of me because I spoke English. I don't know how that's supposed to be. And it was like in my mind, like, wouldn't you make fun of Africans at one point? Oh, English? Or how exquisite you spoke it? And in my mind, I felt angry, like this teacher didn't understand me. Looks like me and that teacher are not getting along at so well because she sometimes say, "Oh no, I don't know the solution for that," but you're the teacher, so how's that supposed to fit in? And yeah, I don't really have that much close relationship with the teachers. And frankly, that Pacific one, because even though she's friendly, I can always sense that she's not always going to be there for us. So that is how I feel about teachers, ladies and gentlemen. And for one more thing in the wicked, that's just very important. I was in my homeschooling years, doing my own stuff, and finally I got out of that school, switched over to Afrikaans. Afrikaans never been easier than ever because in Zulu I was quite struggling to get along with it. I was struggling to write it even or even speak it. I'll speak it slowly, and that is how I feel about the language. Since I don't know if it did embrace me with welcoming arms, but for me, it's kind of like, hey, I'm a Zulu person. Why don't I speak this language? But it turns out you just need to manage the culture, and that part of the culture is speaking the language, my mother tongue. But for my mother tongue, I felt like it betrayed me somehow, humiliating me in every way possible. And for the Afrikaans, it's kind of like fine, but since perks of being a Zulu person, it's kind of like you can understand other Zulu people, but the only disadvantage is that I can only respond with English. So next time you want to meet me up and speak to me in Zulu, just be expected that I'll speak in English. I'll respond to you in English because I do understand Zulu, the Gauteng Zulu. So now, because it's been never ever better. It's been better ever since, I can understand some stuff, pronouncing it. And it's been fun actually. And even there are movies based on that. It's like I feel like this language is welcoming me with open arms. And that is how I feel about Afrikaans currently in the moment. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to my baby stories. See, when I was a baby, right? My mom was pregnant with me in 2009, and my brother was 8 at the time because he was born later in the year. It's kind of like your birthday's far away, and that's basically the purpose. not so much perks about being born like before the end of the year, because it feels like your birthday's so long. You want to grow up so fast into a person, into a teenager, but somehow your birthday's still far away. And yeah, and for me, I'm born into the earliest of the months of the year. I'm not gonna reveal it to you. No, I'm not gonna reveal my stuff to you. But one of the perks of that is that your birthday is near there. So you'll always be expected, like if your birthday is like 5 to 4 months away, you can be really ecstatic. That is the way how I feel. So yeah, and my brother was 8 at the time, and my mom was dating my dad, you know, at the time. And then 9 months later, a girl popped out. A baby girl popped out. I don't know what you guys are thinking. It's me, Toyama. I popped out. 9 months later, and I was a healthy baby girl. And I was, let's say, a chubby back then. See, my mother, after she was giving birth to me or something like that, a few days later, my mom was sick, so therefore I was discharged without my mom because my mom was sick and she needed to stay in hospital for a few days. So I was taken home by my maternal family, and ever since those few days, they taken care of me. They gave me formula, and I don't know what was my brother's reaction when he saw me, since now I'm his baby sister. And probably expecting that he would be jealous, but actually, much so, he's not. He's got siblings that are like older than me, like by a few years, and he didn't feel any jealousy at all because he has siblings of his own, so he doesn't feel that much jealousy. And that is how jealousy and that so forth. And yeah, that kind of wraps it up. But wait, I'm not gonna wrap it up just like that. See, for my mom, it's a few days of hospital. She came back to take care of me for rest of her life, and kinda still is legally allowed to take care of me since I am minor. So yeah, that's kind of some to that. And when I was a baby, I was born during the FIFA World Cup season when SA was there. So kind of which like I thought to myself that if babies were born during the FIFA World Cup season, would there be soccer babies too? Because I'm not a big fan of soccer. I'm just a big fan of athletics. Anything that involves running, I'm in. For example, hey, can you do track and field? And then I'll be running like Sonic if I do believe in it. And then, wow, Toyama, you really run that fast. Yep, that is Toyama magic for you. And as well, there are many other things that I had to say, but when I was a baby, I was kind of chubby. That's why my uncle gave me my nickname. That's how my uncle developed my nickname. And that's how it grown into me because I was a pretty much so chubby baby when I was younger. And actually, I'm not a chubby baby anymore, but we can go on. And I had so much beautiful cheeks, that you can bite off. And I think I kind of developed into my younger brother somehow, somewhere. But yeah, I was the chubbiest baby you ever seen. Not that chubby, that chubby baby. No, not that chubby baby, just chubby for some reason. That was cute, That's small when I was younger. I wore a kind of bandana on my head when I was a baby, and I would kind of get frustrated from time to time. And as well, my younger aunt was holding me when I was a baby, so that would be pretty much cool. And then I developed so much so, getting taller, getting older, and etc. And no many people say, oh no, you used to be that, what happened to that? But I'll just say to people, Just stop focusing on the past. I'm growing up, I'm changing. They want to focus on the past so much, then why don't they get themselves a time machine and go back in time? And as well, it's just a good kid. Always quiet, always obedient. And yeah, I practically kiss me funny for speaking in English. But jokes on them, I know English more than them. I even know the whole vocabulary. For example, they'll try to teach me anything in Zulu, and I'll be like, no, because I felt like I do not need to learn this language, which I'm still learning in the process. But yeah, my family tried to teach me the language, but it was all kind of pointless actually. To the point that hey, let's convert into Afrikaans. Then my grandmother said, "Ugh, it's either you choose Afrikaans or Zulu. Which one do you pick?" And then said Afrikaans. And ever since that decision, I felt happier. So yeah, that's my story, ladies and gentlemen, of my childhood stories. I hope you really liked this video and hit the bell and subscribe because it's school holidays. So hope you guys really love this video, and whenever you're watching, you always see my happy to tune voice. Okay, goodbye.